There's a lot that can go wrong in your shower. Today, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot those problems and how to find the solutions. Now, the main source of your problem usually starts right here, and this is your shower valve. Now, behind the wall, here's an example of a Moen shower valve. Now, you would have your hot and cold lines tying in here. Then you would have your tub spout coming down here. If there's no tub spout and it's just a shower like this one, you're only going to have your line coming up that feeds the shower head inside the wall. Now, inside of this shower valve, you have what is called a shower cartridge. Now, as you can see, there's rubber washers and fittings all over this. This, 9 times out of 10, is going to be the cause of your trouble, whether you're leaking from the shower valve itself or if you're leaking from the shower head. Now, if your shower head is leaking from this area back here while your shower is running, that's a different story, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. Now, you may also wonder, why is water running out of the shower head? You're seeing the water running out of the shower head. You're thinking, oh, well, this is leaking. It's coming from this because something in here, the washers, whether there's junk in there, whether the washers are just worn down, it's allowing water to just slowly push straight up that pipe to your shower head, and that's why it's dripping. The same story goes for faucets. Faucets have essentially the same cartridge setup as showers, especially a single handle faucet. This is just a single handle faucet that just happens to be in your shower. Now, I say to any customer before I get a call for a leaking shower, number one, what brand of shower is it? I'm going to show you how to find that. Now, you might be looking at this and saying, how am I supposed to know what shower this is? If you see inside of our handle right here, you can see Delta written there. And then right up top here, to make it even easier, it says monitor or monitor. I never know if Delta pronounces it monitor or monitor, but yeah, that's one of the most common Delta showers. Now, you might think after that, how do I figure out what my cartridge is? You have this handle here, like what the heck is going on here? Well, this part comes off. It's also at this point that I would recommend shutting the water off to this. If you don't have an individual shut off to your shower valve in your house, I would just shut the main water off. Be like, hey, I'm not taking any risks. I don't want any leaks. If you make any mistakes, it's not going to cost you a ton of money in flood damage. So shut off the water and be safe if you're going to decide to start playing around and taking this stuff apart. So what we're going to do now is take this apart, and I'm going to show you where you can look for issues that you may be having in here. Now, as you can see, there's a little notch right here. So I'm going to pop this off, and maybe don't use a razor blade. Probably a little bit unsafe of me, but I've been doing this for a long time. Pop that off. And as you can see, we have our screw right here in the center. What I'm going to do is grab my Phillips head right here. I'm going to stick that in the center. And just like any other screw, I'm going to hold the handle so I'm not turning the handle on the valve while I'm unscrewing this here. After the set screw is pulled out, then you can pull your handle off, and this is going to kind of reveal to you what cartridge you have. Now, one of the things we're going to get into right away, a lot of people will say, my shower is not hot enough. They think it's a problem with their hot water. They'll be like, the water coming out of my faucet is hot enough, but the shower isn't. That's because a lot of showers have a scald guard on them. Say it's a child is going to be using it, or someone old age where, say, you could fall and the shower could be scalding hot, or there's people who even have conditions where they can't tell if their skin is getting burnt or not. That's why these are in place. Now, you can modify these, as you can see. I'm going to slide this out and bring it closer to you because it says hotter and colder on it. So right now this was set to the maximum setting, but you can adjust it, and there's stops on this that change how hot and cold your shower is while you're using it. As you can see here, if I turn this further, the stop that's on the top here is going to only cut it off about halfway. So a lot of these come set standard where they don't allow you to turn it all the way. So you might have to do it yourself. Now, for Delta, you technically don't have to take your entire faceplate off. You can just take this cover off right here. And as you can see right here, we have the main nut that holds your shower cartridge in. Now, what you can technically do, if your water is shut off, and especially it would be nice if you have individual shutoffs that are behind the shower. If you have an access panel behind it, look in there, there's most likely going to be shutoffs there. But this is the point where your water's off. You can take this cartridge off, pull it out, go to Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever you want to go with this exact cartridge. You could even ask someone there, say, hey, I have this cartridge, I want to match it up. Or you go over to the plumbing section, they have all of the cartridges lined up there. You find the exact one you have here, you bring it home, you slide the new cartridge in, your shower won't be leaking anymore. Shower valves come in all shapes and sizes. Some of these are very simple to replace. Some of them are a lot more complicated. So before you get into stuff being taken apart, just make sure that you know that you could run into some stops where you might have to call a professional in to fix it. Because there's even jobs, I've been plumbing for probably a little over 13 years now. There's still cartridges that'll even give me a hard time where, you might have a hard time pulling it out. That's where it really can get testy, is when a valve is seized up inside of it. If you have hard water, the odds are it's going to be hard to yank that cartridge out, and you could screw some other things up. So be careful, understand that you're dealing with some sensitive stuff, especially with plumbing. It's not meant to be yanked on like crazy. Now, like I said earlier, there are individual parts you can replace on cartridges, for example, this Moen, but in my opinion, I would rather you as a homeowner go get the new cartridge and just slide that in and be done with it. Because really you're saving money in the first place by doing this yourself. Sure, people may comment on this and say, well, you can just go buy a part for, $3 and just replace, the springs and the washers in there. But you're already saving hundreds of dollars by fixing this yourself as a homeowner. And to make it a little more foolproof, I would say, go buy the cartridge, slide the new cartridge in, and be done with it. Now, if your shower head itself is leaking from here, it's a simple solution. All you're going to need is a pair of adjustable pliers or pliers right here. I'm going to use the adjustables so I don't scratch anything up, which this is an interesting situation because it's a basement shower and we're very tight to the ceiling here, so it's kind of hard to fit these in. I'm going to use the pliers. Don't tell anyone, it might scratch it up a little bit. But this is for the sake of teaching you how to fix it. And it's mine, so I don't care. So I got my pliers on here. I'm just going to do a nice little turn with them. And as you can see, without scratching my ceiling up, the shower head pulls right off after you unscrew it. Now, as you can see, there's already Teflon tape on here. Teflon tape is a type of plumbing tape that you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's, any store like that, where you just wrap it around the threads, and you want to wrap it clockwise because when you tighten it on clockwise, it's not going to pull your threads off. Now, you just literally get this Teflon tape, spin it on there, pull it right off, and you're done. These cost about $3 at a store, so you could even get, I've seen Teflon for like $1. So after you get that Teflon on there, it's most likely going to stop any leaking coming from the shower arm. While you have this off, you can also check your washer in here. Now, this is a washer that you can also get at Home Depot in the plumbing section where they have these shower cartridges at. You can get a shower head washer. Now, these sometimes get stuck inside the shower head here if you over tighten it. So I would say not to over tighten it. If anything, if you put the Teflon on, tighten this on and it's still leaking, pull it off, add another couple loops of Teflon and you'll be fine. Now, if your shower arm itself is also in bad shape, you can unscrew these, throw some Teflon on the threads where it goes into the wall and throw a new one on. You can also purchase those at Home Depot. They have them in every color. They run, I'd say, about $12 to $20 depending on what you're gonna buy. As you can see here, I'm just threading this on. I always like to hand tighten it up until the point where it's not spinning anymore. And then we're just going to give it a little bit of a turn. I would say 1 full rotation, maybe 2. You don't want to over tighten it. If you learned anything from this video, I'm happy to help. My name is Dave. I run the channel Dave Doc DIY. I make homeowner and DIY tip videos. Any of the fixes that you saw me do today, I most likely already have on my channel in short form. I'll link a bunch of the repairs below, whether it's a Delta cartridge repair, whether it's Moen faucets, all kinds of stuff like that. So if you subscribe and like the video, I very much appreciate it. I'll see you next time.